Okay. Do the solo practice lesson. Okay. Okay. Let me boot up my Uncle Punch and I'll start streaming it.
All right.
Okay, let me know when you can see it.
Yeah, okay, I can see it.
Cool. Um,
Mhm.
okay, so solo practice. I know we already talked about it a tiny bit, I think, where it's like you know my main thoughts on kind of how to approach solo practice at least, right?
We talked about it a little, and you talked about how your main approach is that you just don't practice things that you're good at ever.
Yeah,
That was
absolutely.
pretty much all we got into.
Okay, well that is honestly the biggest thing. But I guess another part of solo practicing that I like at least try and do. You know, a part that's important about it is when I am solo practicing, the way I approach it is like I'm whenever I'm doing something, doing something specific, maybe I'm sitting here like, man, I am just shadowboxing like that exact situation or something. I will like be thinking about the situation in a way that is more, I guess, separated from me doing it, and then you know, just trying to like have thoughts on different ways it could play out or things about that situation. And so it's like if I'm doing this, I'm thinking, well, what does this actually do while practicing it? And then like, is there another way I could achieve this? Like, what if I want to like do this and then actually fall through up air to read spot dodge in that same spot? Or like, what if I just like go up there then come back down? What does that create? It's kind of like I have a situation that I just kind of like thought of randomly, and then I have the surface level, which is like wave landing, and then applying pressure from there. But then I try and like branch out my thoughts on it and kind of build up. You know,
Yeah.
that's like a big part of my solo practice. And I always say, I don't know if this is a unique experience or if this happens to everyone, but every single time I solo practice, in the last, I think 4-ish years of me playing, I have learned something new about the game. And that's like, it says a lot about how much there is to learn about the game, but also that you can really just do this and it will just help. And it'll be useful. It'll at least feel useful. There might be times where it's like, oh, you know, I learn like a secret technique. Like it's a random thing I'm probably not gonna do almost ever, but it's like a cute little thing to know. And that's okay. It doesn't need to be the most important thing of all time. But then other times I'll be like, wow, this is a matchup. Like I have a new way to view a matchup just randomly thinking about it.
Yeah.
Um
Sometimes like just learning like one little like movement route, you just like try it out against a character, and then you're like, oh, like for some reason when I move like this everyone who plays this character wants to swing in this way,
yeah.
and I can like, abuse that, or like I've had experiences like that. But
Yeah, exactly. I think it's very much in line with that. And it also like when doing this kind of like exercise, I guess, it lets you think about things in a way where like you can kind of not fill in the whole you could like create new kind of thought trees where it's like if I'm playing against a Falco and I'm doing my random Falco little like pressure, maybe I'm practicing corner pressure. Maybe I'm just like doing all the different things I could do off platform and being tricky while shadow boxing. I could come to like a general conclusion about like Falco's weaknesses or strengths as a character. And that's really valuable. I think one of the main things that I care about in melee in general is being able to have like broad strokes that like define characters compared to Fox well. It's like if I could look at Marth and like most of my things I do against Marth, I'm really only looking for him, swinging when I'm kind of close to him and paying attention to dash directions and when I'm in that position too. And it's like if I could come to more sweeping generalizations I could make about the character in more situations. It's like if Marth jumps, I could ignore it always because it doesn't matter. And it's like wow, that just makes it easy. And this is kind of the time when you'd probably be coming to those kind of conclusions, or maybe like analysis somewhere there too. But it's it's all connected.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, uh, so I know you mentioned like, so we're talking about like shadow boxing right now, and like, um, so there's like a couple of different ways that I kind of think about solo practicing, right?
Yeah.
There's like, there's shadow boxing, and like you're doing empty things, right? Like right now, like you are solo practicing with no real intention of like hitting a bot or hitting a computer or anything,
Hmm.
right? Um, there's like the way I think about it is like there's like comboing a bot, and then there's like setting the bot up for do some for to do something for you to like
Hmm.
practice like dealing with it, right? So if you're just like wanting to, punish a Falco double lasering from ledge or something, like I don't know. But so I guess like I know you mentioned that like you'll just kind of think like, oh, like if Fox is standing here, like what are some ways that I can like move in a good spacing that might, lead to something.
Yeah.
Um to get pretty basic, like what's your approach on like doing the kind of shit you're doing right now, like just like empty practice? Um Sorry, I probably am not making sense
No,
there
you. I
sometimes.
understand. I understand what you're saying.
If you're like what is like your general like thought process like on like how to uh practice like basic movement stuff and routes like effectively? Like what are you thinking when you're like, okay, like I want to practice, this on this sort of like platform thing. Like how do you sort of think about it?
Pretty much, all of this boils down to like character control practice, which I've done a ton of. And the way that I like started doing it initially is I'd be like, okay, look at this line on Battlefield, and I'll think every action I do from certain points, I want to end up there, and then I'll try and get there in all the different ways I can. Whether it's like wave landing on platform and then doing drop through drill, or maybe I'll just wave dash there, or maybe I'll dash there and then center my dash dance around there, or maybe I'll dash back here, do a dash dance, and then throw up upper there or something. It's like I'll do a bunch of different renditions of things to end up in a specific spot, and I think that as you like build on that, you can get to that spot effectively doing the thing you want always and knowing exactly where you'll land. It's like if I do a full hop and I drill, I know I'm going to land exactly here if I do it from here, right? And I just know that. I didn't have to like test it. I just know that from like the whole character control thing and knowing how far my character can go and doing random things to kind of pick spots, whether it's full hop drift back. Oh, that's how far that goes if I drift back very perfectly. Or what if I full hop and then don't dash, but then drift forward still? Oh, I land there. Or what if I like, what if I
No,
want to like land in the
that's
middle
really
and then
good.
drift back? It's just all these random little combinations of buttons you just do, and then you'll be like, oh, that's a place I could be, and then from there you'll just be able to kind of do it passively where you're like, I want to end up in this spot. I want to do this thing. I want to like be around this position. And then you could be intentional or not intentional, but you could be more deliberate and pick like a specific thing. It's like, I really want to think about corner pressuring in the way, and I want to like pick all of my buttons that keep me in centered around this spot, whether it's going here, there's a foxtrot there, or like going slightly back into the corner and like being right here or something. It's like I could full hop and do that. I could double jump, instant double jump, or I could full hop delayed double jump, and I could make it all the way to the ledge, you know? Or I could, short hop, wave land, be in the corner, short hop, empty hop, whatever, all the combinations of shit. And just centering it around that kind of character control practice will open up just infinite possibilities because you can do anything. You can move anywhere in any way.
No, that's an interesting thing. I do a lot of that stuff, but I don't pay as much attention as I think I could to like the basic things you just mentioned of like what is my max range with each part of my movement, right?
Hmm.
Like if I'm thinking like I should be able to stand anywhere on the stage and think like, all right, like dash, like full dash, like up tilt, right? Like up tilt out, like right out of my dash. Like I should be if I am thinking things like that, like thinking options like that, I should have that spacing like visualized in my brain like so perfectly to where I know exactly where that'll hit. But like that is an example that I chose because I don't quite like I don't think I quite have that.
Hmm.
Um so that's just one thing that's giving me a lot of good ideas on like how to practice. It's really funny. What started me like solo practicing differently is like remember that Fox that we watched that's like really fast when we
Yeah.
had that lesson after patchwork.
Yep.
I I literally was like, all right, dude, like let's just talk. Like how do you practice? Like and he was just and he literally described pretty much exactly what you described. He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm just gonna." He's like, I used to do this every day, like when I was like in like high school for like years. He's like, I would literally just go to the side plat and be like, "What is every single way I can approach from here?" And then
Yeah.
like I would do that for like 30 minutes, and I would choose like a different spot on a different stage every day for long enough, and then I could just move however I wanted. You know, he's
Yep.
like, he's like, it's so simple, but like I was like it made so much sense, and so I think I've just exponentially been able to like move better and like just with that sort of approach. But I kind of wanted to see like what you said that differs from that,
Hmm.
or like anything you can add on that. And just that little thing is exactly kind of what I was looking for. But okay, if that's like empty movement stuff. Um, before I want to go into like practicing punish and like hitting bots,
Yeah.
um, I want to quickly talk about ledge play.
Hmm.
Um, as silly as it sounds, it feels like maybe about like a month and a half, 2 months ago, is where I kind of like fully made the like mental commitment to where like I'm just ledge dashing all the time. Do you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like they're just like I'm just letting it rip and I'm not thinking about it and like when you know what I'm saying? Like I was doing them before, but I was like it's I'm at the point where I don't feel like someone's gonna watch me and be like, oh, this guy's like not ledge choosing not to ledge dash, like this fox is like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
'Cause I do it too. I'll play like a fox and I'll be like, oh, this guy just isn't ledge dashing. Like I know and like this completely changes the way I need to approach this guy. Um but a common thing that I've been experiencing and that everyone has a lot of my like practice partners that really know like just what I'm on have been telling me is that like my choices after ledge dashing are pretty bad.
Hmm.
Like a lot of people have just been telling me like yeah like you just like aren't you're like doing them which is fine but like you're just getting corner trapped like really badly because you like are really bad mix off of it. Um so I kind of just wanted to talk maybe like just shortly about like how you would practice or think about like what you can do off of a ledge dash and just like what your general approach is to like I know it's broken but clearly like the broken part is like what you can do after and like I haven't figured that out yet.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah. That makes sense. So one thing is when you ledge dash, we've talked about reaction points and stuff, right? And ledge
Yeah.
dashing is like a pretty clear one. From pretty much the moment you start going into like the ledge grab animation to the part where you actually are on stage with your ledge dash, that's enough to at least see something from around the time you grab ledge, right? And not much
Mm,
can change in that time, realistically. It's like if Martha's standing here, the only things that could really change are he could be jumping during that time, or he could be dashing back during that time. And like there's not much like variance. Or if he was already jumping when you did that, he's only really going to be able to land and shield, or maybe dash back to like right here, you know? And it's like taking in that information is the first step to being like acting well to ledge dash. But the other part is, I guess, familiarizing yourself acutely with all the things you could do off ledge and knowing exactly what they actually do. Because a lot of the time it's like, oh well, I ledge dash and attack. I do up tilt if they're close. Like I attack there, but like, what does up tilt actually do? And it's like, okay, well, you know, if I'm ledge dash up tilting, it's actually because I probably think they're going to be jumping there, or they are jumping there, or something like that. You know, they're right
Mm.
here and they're jumping, or I think they're going to jump. Or if I'm like, you know, ledge dash dashing back, I'm specifically doing that because I think they're going to be zoning right here, and I just want to make sure I'm not in that space. You know, or if I'm doing ledge dash nair, if I'm doing a really fast ledge dash nair like this one, if I could hit it, that one. Imagine not short hopping. You know, if I did like a really fast ledge dash nair like that, I'd probably be doing that specifically because I think they'd be zoning in this spot, but like I'm not. I don't think they're. I'm not 100% commit or convinced that they're committing to something. I'm thinking there's some amount of variance, and I think they're going to be around here, but I don't know if they're exactly going to like be whiffing a move or jumping or not. And Nair is safer in that case compared to up tilt, just because it's harder to punish. You know.
Yeah.
Or then there's also like ledge dash, just run forward. And it's like I like doing ledge dash run forward when I feel like they're not even worried about hitting me in this zone, and I just want to maybe pressure them here or get to center stage. Like a lot of the time when I do ledge dash run, I could run and then be like, oh, I guess I'll full hop, and then just get to center stage for free. Or, you know, I'll ledge dash forward and be like, I think they're still going to be there, and I get to running shine, right? And I mean, there's a million things, whether it's like ledge dash, dash back air, or ledge dash, I mean, up smash functions pretty similarly to up tilt, but it's more.
More of a read.
Yeah, I think it's more of a read, and it's also more adept at hitting people on the ground, just because it's slightly bigger, and there's no like CC shenanigans and stuff. It just works in slightly more cases than up tilt, but is also riskier. Whatever. I guess there's Let's Just Shine too, which is just like if they're close and you know it's gonna hit, I'm probably just gonna Let's Just Shine because it's easy. I don't know. Yeah, I think it's just working. First off, practicing all these options in a way where like you could have like set up the fox to like be standing right here, and then like Let's Dash and be like, oh, what if that was him like up tilting? And so then I beat him up tilting with my Let's Dash back up smash.
Yeah.
It's like it turns into the shadow boxing thing a lot of the time where you just need to have a person there and you want to like recreate the emotional state you're in when you're ledge dashing. It's like when I'm ledge dashing and someone's standing at the ledge, I'm like, okay, I gotta hit this one. Let me make sure I hit it, and then practicing in that emotional state will get you the reps to like help in game.
No, that's so huge because one thing that you're like this. I know that you're like an inherently kind of like defensive position, right? Um, and so because of that, sometimes I'll just do like ledge dash noob option. Like I'll just ledge dash and then I'll like shield for a second because I'm like totally blowing through all of my advantage by doing that.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe I'll ledge dash and I'll chill for a second and then I'll like spot dodge or something. Um, like for some reason, like I'm forgetting that like that little bit of time that the invincibility gives me is to throw out a like higher chance of success like counterattack option. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like yes, there's like dashing forward and like maybe dashing back to cover them doing something in a spot, but um I just think I kind of need to shift my mentality, I think. And I think more intimate knowledge of like what each of those options do will be good, but yeah, no, this is oh, I see.
Yeah, and then this is like a way you could set it up where it's like if there's gonna be a fox up tilting there, oh maybe I want to like you know do something like that, or maybe I just want to hit him straight up because you could also do that. It just lets you kind of flex your brain. Just having a guy putting a hitbox there puts pressure on it, and you could have it with a bigger hit. You could have Marth Fair, which is the end all be all, just like damn, that covers a lot of space and is out, option, and just have it be there to like really make sure you're getting good ledge dashes while going through your whole little thing. But yeah, what you were saying, I definitely think ledge dashing is like, it's a defensive spot, but it's one of the defensive spots where you can reasonably be aggressive without like throwing your life away if you're paying attention. But
Yeah.
also because it's defensive, if you get caught being aggressive, it's probably going to be the worst case scenario. It's probably going to be you running into a Falco up tilt or a CC Shine, or it's going to be Marth dash back grabbing you. It's going to be Sheik dash back, or Wave dash back grabbing you, or forward tilting you. It's like, so that's kind of like the balance is, because it's defensive, the way you'll get hit off the ledge will be really bad if you're like wrong or misexecute, but you also have the opportunity to still be aggressive compared to like you shooting in the corner where it's like, if you're doing anything other than like full hop, wave dash back to ledge, or like hold shield until they hit it so you could shine out, you're probably like risking a lot more than you'd ever gain.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Is there any other just like ledge tech advice or like ledge dash advice? I do a lot of the like platform stuff from ledge. So like at this point with like basic, I'm not 100% consistency because you're never consistent, but I can ledge dash onto platform. I can laser land on platform. Like never really miss it on Battlefield and Yoshi's. But like I can't do it on Dreamland, even though I know it's like technically possible. At least like the platform ledge dash, but
Yeah.
um,
I don't think the platform on Dreamland, I don't really worry about the platform ledge dash. I just worry about getting this ledge grab. Fuck, if I could do it. Like sometimes I'm like, dude, it's so hard. I didn't know it was this. I used to be good
know
at this.
it's super hard.
I used to hit this every time. This is crazy. Yeah, if this is like
Oh,
something
that's so broken.
yeah, this is actually worth practice. This is really, really good.
On Dreamland too. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
But I
That
think you
seems
only
like
do this on the
something
right
that would be
side.
that seems something that would be so annoying to practice.
Yeah.
But so broken if I can just do it.
Yeah. There's a point where I was super duper consistent with it, and I think it's just practice, Dave. Yeah, see, now I got it back. I think
Yeah, okay, this is good. I might just like rifle off a cut. But other than that, is there any like I guess ledge tricks or like movement?
Ledge dash
Ooh, what was
down.
that?
Yeah, ledge dash down. You could get a ton of invincibility with this. I think you get the same amount as a perfect ledge dash technically, but I don't really go for it like that. As long as you get like some, that's all that matters. But yeah, you could do I hate it when it resets. You can do the ledge dash down, and I think this is really good. If you want to be like fancy with it, you could get more, but I don't really think it matters. And I like this just because it's like if you got to ledge dash back, but still be facing forward. And so it's like I like doing this in the like down
Forward
tilt a
tilt or
lot.
something?
Oh yeah, like forward tilt, yeah. Like forward tilt's good. Crouching, I like crouching here a lot. Just because,
It'll just push you off the ledge if anything happens.
yeah, it's like I get pushed back to ledge and I'm safe if anything happens, and I also still get to face forward and have access to like dash and stuff.
Mhm.
And then like you could
So-
like get freaky with it, like you can do ledge dash around up tilt and stuff too.
Yeah, Oh fuck, I had a question. Oh yeah. Just I guess like I know you mentioned like the utility of it, but like what are some characters or like situations where you think where like typically like ledge dash down is good?
I think it's good
Like what
against.
sort of like you're talking about like the sort of spacing that someone would be at if you're thinking ledge dash up tilt, like when you're thinking ledge dash down, like where are they typically?
They're actually in the same exact spot as ledge dash up tilt for.
Okay.
So it's for the characters where the ones I'm thinking about a lot against are Fox, Marth, Sheik, and that's about it. I think it's good against all the other characters. Like you could do it against Falco and catch Falco off guard, but the problem with Falco is a lot of the time he'll be lasering, and so then you'll just fall back to ledge, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Or then like Puff's one of the like floaties end up being characters where it's like Puff and Peach. In general, the way that they play around ledge is just differently because their experiences on the ledge are different. Like Peach mains are really bad about disrespecting ledge and getting really close because their character just can't ledge dash, so they don't like emotionally understand what it's like to be in the spot where like you could ledge dash and someone's right there hitting you, you know? So they don't have like that fear ingrained into them. So a lot of them are like nairing right here. And it's like, if you get hit doing wave dash down, you're DIing down on the nair, and that will probably suck really bad, you know? So it's like against
Yeah.
Peach, I'm way more keen on like, actually, against Peach, I don't ledge dash that often. Like a lot of the time, I'm doing like this, or like maybe I'll ledge dash, or maybe like I'll just ledge stall for a while, and the Peach will let me just hit them off ledge. Like I'm trying to look for other things too, and I guess another thing that's important is also you could always just neutral get up attack, and like double jump and barely drift on stage. Like those things, they seem newbie. It's like I just got a ledge dash, but it is genuinely good to do these things. Because imagine you neutral get up and the fox is up tilting right here. You're gonna run up and up smash him. You're gonna run up and grab him, right? Or it's like
Yeah.
if the sheik
And
like
it's so little mental bandwidth
yeah
when you're just like, flicking the stick forward that like you're not gonna miss your reaction.
yeah you're just pressing forward and you end up in the same spot as if you're doing this, pretty close at least, one step away, or like you know it's just so easy. And being able to take the load off of your like mental stack will help. And people aren't looking for like you know they're not gonna be like I'm reading neutral get up and they're gonna walk up and down smash. Though many people will, which is a part of the problem of doing it, I guess, is that the really bad people or the people who like are super down to disrespect ledge are just gonna like you'll get hit in this spot a lot, and so then maybe you'll have to be diligent about like checking if people are like the disrespect ledge type or not. Because if they're chilling and they're respecting ledge, you can just do this and play from here. And it's like, damn, that's cool. I get to full hop the platform. I get to nair. I get to running shine. I get to crouch and not fall to ledge a lot of the time. It's like, okay, I like this spot. But yeah, those are also options to keep in mind.
Okay. Okay, cool. No, that's good for ledge stuff. That's good.
Yeah, I actually have one other thought about ledge stuff, and it's about practicing it. Just because I know there will be times where it's like, damn, my ledge dashes suck. I have to practice them, and I think something that I did that I guess I found useful is I like became pretty in tune with my ledge dash tech skill. Like I know exactly what happens when I ledge dash. I could tell you right now what'll happen. If I ledge dash right now and it's a decent ledge dash, I'll drop from ledge for it'll take my stick 2 frames to get to the left or the right gate. I'll drop for about 2 or 3 frames, and then I'll double jump and then air dodge and then not get a perfect air dodge. I think it'll be like 3 in the air or something. And it's like that's just like what happens when I ledge dash and I hit it normally. And it sounds like useless information, but there'll be times where you're ledge dashing and you're like, I just can't hit it. And so then knowing that this is how you ledge dash, if you ever go back and look at your ledge dashes, where the fuck is the thing? Input display there. Yeah. It's like, if you go back and look at your thing, you'll realize, oh, this is the part that I'm messing up. Maybe I could focus on that and, like, actually look at it. And if you look, I fire stall. It's over. 1, 2, I drop. I double jump. And then, yep, it's like, oh, okay, that was exactly what I said, you know? And it's like,
Yeah.
I just am acutely aware of how my ledge dashes work because I've looked at them a million times in, you know, the playback mode with the display on or whatever. And it's like, I think that ultimately, more so than anything, whenever I'm just ledge dashing, I'm like, I want to make sure I'm good at it. If I'm ever feeling off, I'll just go through a million times with, like, the frame advanced mode on and the what's it called, the input display, and just see what buttons I'm pressing. And then at this point, I've done it enough to where when I'm ledge dashing, I could pretty much tell without looking, like, what the ledge dash was. It's like, oh, that was, you know, a perfect normal ledge dash for me. Or like, you know, same one there, except I guess I pressed the trigger late. Oh, that was one that happened specifically because I was holding back, and I didn't let go of back when I ledge dash, you know, so I jumped backwards and stuff. And it's like, you just kind of, like, get to feel what the ledge dashes are like, and actually change them in real time. Because there'll be times when you're playing in tournament, and you're warming up, and you're like, man, I'm just missing ledge dashes in this way. What is happening? And you'll be able to be like, oh, I just need to go slower. And we look at this one. Oh, I air dodged late. That's all that happened. Okay. And then now I know that next ledge dash, I just pressed earlier. Oh, I hit it perfectly that time, you know? It's like, ledge dashing feels like one of those things where you just, like, you just do the button combination as a whole, and then you get the thing. But it's a lot of, I feel like it's a lot of individual things put together that you have control of, and it's hard to feel that way because it's so fast. But the more that you're like familiarize yourself with it, the more it'll be like all of these individual buttons are things that I have control over, and I get to really like pick, even if it doesn't,
Yeah.
look that way when you're just ledge dashing. Okay, well that's all I have for ledge dashing. You could move on to your next point.
No, no, that was good. That's a lot to think about, but that's kind of good. Like, cause oh, one more specific. Like, how would you recommend learning this? Is I wanna. How's like, what's the best way to practice shine out a shield? Like wave shine out a shield.
Uh, so
I was thinking about it. I think about this a lot. I'm like, yeah. I just think like if nothing improved and I hit those with like 85% consistency, there are just spots where I would just win where I'm losing. Like I just think that option, if you're like looking at the screen and like know when to use it and are doing it right, it's just actually so game breaking.
I agree. Uh,
Like I'm so sick of like getting spot dodge when a Falco dares my shield poorly, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like
mm-hmm.
a falcon like nares me, or like I just all of that shit. I'm just like, no, like I need to just be like doing the hard thing that like will just make them die for this.
Mm-hmm. Well, the first thing is, I guess, you want to be really good at doing it when someone's not hitting your shield. And so it's like, oh, I could do this over and over and over. And if you can't do it over and over and over, then you get to take it step by step, and it's like hit the shine shield, hit the shine jump, and then you could introduce the wave dash, right?
Yeah.
And that's like, just how you practice it. But then there's also smaller, like, there's other things that you might want to practice, like doing it when you're shield angling up, right? Or doing it when you're shield angling forward.
Mm,
Or, I mean,
okay.
down technically, but down isn't that different. Whatever. But yeah, so it's like you want to make sure that you could do it with good consistency off shield and actually imprint it into your brain. It's like I don't practice. The one thing I still have are my shines out of shield. My JC shines I could just do. I can't do anything else. I can barely short hop. You saw me missing short hop nair from ledge. It's like but I can still shine out of shield. So it's like it's actually pretty good to have it super duper deeply ingrained to the point where you could just do the button. But then
The thing is, like, that is like possible. I know that's possible. Like, I know that, you know what I'm saying. It's
yeah.
talked about like a. I know it's like a. It's such a simple. It's such a simple thing, but it's also just like you get something that people are fiending for you to do and want to punish it because you get spot dodge so often if you fuck it up.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's just like every time, like if I'm like missing shine out of shields against a character, that like they don't know that like in my brain I just get annoyed because I'm like, well, they actually lost and I miss input, and they're like, this guy keeps spot dodging, and they hit my fucking, and then I get fucking like internally like it's like so much rage.
mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean that's real. I feel the same way because So one thing about shield or about shine and shield that's super important is you do not have to go as fast as possible after they hit your shield. Shine and shield is really fast. It is so fast that I think almost every scenario you can like in every scenario where you can actually do it, you can wait a few frames. You don't need to like go as fast as possible. And that's where the spot dodge comes from. The spot dodge comes from you going early, and your down input for the shine is the one that's making you spot dodge, right? And so that means,
Word.
yeah. And so it's like, this is something I struggled with, and I didn't get to practice, I guess, before I quit. But it's like, let me see if I can get this guy to frame perfect there. Um, you don't like need to shine immediately. You see how late I'm shining, right? Like he's hitting the ground,
Yeah.
and that's okay. But if you want to do it as fast as possible, let me see if I can even get it.
Yes.
Right? It's
Dude,
like,
that is exactly my experience. It's like I see Falco dare hit my shield super high, and my brain just like, you know, my brain needs to do the thing immediately, and then I spot dodge on accident.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I could tell you, dude, it's Falco. I hate Falco so much right now. I'm in like a really big like Falco sucks time, and every time I lose to a Falco, I'm like, wow, this like feels like I'm literally just losing because playing against this character is technically demanding. Like
Mm-hmm.
there are times where I'm getting outplayed, but it feels like the gross majority of things that are happening to me are like I'm getting like bullshit shined or up tilted for some stuff. Because Falco just kind of can, you know what I'm saying?
I mean, I understand. That is the Fox Falco matchup. See, I tried to go fast there, but it's just like it's the hardest part of it is what you said about your brain wanting to go instantly. In Melee, a lot of the time, the moment you see things, it's the appropriate time to like respond. But with Shine Your Shield, it is so fast and broken that you have to like internally delay yourself.
Yeah,
But that's like the biggest
yeah,
thing is just like adding the internal delay, and you'll get so many more clean shines out of shield. Oh look, I'm going early. And also, the biggest thing is just getting the shine. You don't need to have good tech skill out of it. Like that could come later, you know. All that matters now is that you're actually hitting the shine and shield. Um, but yeah, the way that I pretty much go about setting it up is I will just be like, you could make it harder and have it be like, okay, here's a few slots of, Falco doing different downers, and then I could react to them. So it's like, oh, he rising downer there. Um, Something I also try and do to be like diligent about it is I'll go through and like check if the Falco is frame perfect shining. It's like, oh, I was 2 frames late there. So then, I'll go back and what's it called? I'll remake it to where actually I want to wait until after Falco fast falls, yeah. And so then I'll remake it and then have what's it called? Falco shine frame perfectly. And so now when I practice this, specific challenge shield, I can at least test the fact that if I'm hitting it perfectly and our shines won't clink.
yeah. Like you still have this couple of frames to chill, but if you wait too long, there's gonna be a shine out.
Yeah, it's like here, oh, I waited too long. Um, and you can do the same for this downer. I don't think this downer is frame perfect. I tried to make it frame perfect, but yeah, I was 1 frame off. Of course. This is me doing like a frame or a -6 down air, just because like that's probably the most prevalent down air. Because it's the one that can't get shield grabbed. We could see if it's actually -6. 1, 2. Oh, I forgot to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm actionable in the next frame. Yeah. So that was -6. Cool. But regardless, let me make this frame perfect and then. Oops. I was 1 frame early. Oh wait, I was the fox. Okay, I was gonna say, felt like I wasn't a frame early, but I guess I was. But this is like actually just my process for setting up these situations. I will just sit here and be like, okay, let me set up the Falco down airing. I'll make it frame perfect. That was still a frame late. It honestly doesn't matter. It's showing the shield. And then I'll just like sit here, trying to shine a shield. Maybe I'll shield the eye or shield angle forward, right? Maybe I'll shield angle back. And then I'll just kind of do it for a while. And then if you want, you could set up the random thing to where it does both. And then you could react. Right. And then you actually just do that for every character with all the random moves. Because technically, the hard part of it gets to a point where it's not the shine and shield, it's knowing like the hit stun or the shield stun for each move. That's the once it gets hard, is it's like, oh man, I have to make sure my like timings are good against fucking, what's a move that gets shine on the shield often? I mean, Fox Snare is one of them. Or like Shake Forward Tilt comes up pretty often.
Yeah.
Um,
When I first started learning it, I would do it with Sheik forward tilt. I set the Sheik to forward tilt twice in a row,
mhm.
or like forward tilt and then up tilt to make sure that I got it out before like the second bad option that they did.
Yeah. And Orto especially, look how I'm gonna try and go as late as I can. I mean, even later. Like, you could really wait. Fuck. I wonder if that was... I wasn't recording. There, that one felt really late. I want to see. I think that could have even been later. It's like, it genuinely is insane how late you could go. Forward tilt. I'm going to set the fox to do nothing, because I actually truly want to see. Okay, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. Shine would be out. See, there I had an extra 4 frames from the moment I thought was late. Like, forward tilt's especially one of the moves where you could go super slow. And, like, that's something to be aware of. You know, knowing which moves you could be super slow with. Because the cool thing about this bot is you're reacting to a lot of things. Sheik is jumping in front of you. You're trying to check for jump. You're trying to, or not jump. You're trying to check for aerial. You're trying to check for, like, double jump. You also want to look at the fast fall. And then once she lands, you're also checking what move she's picking between up tilt and forward tilt, and it's really hard to react. And so it's like, the more time you get to wait, the more it like frees your decision. And that's something that you need to keep in mind with like the Shine and Shield stuff, is if you know the moves where you can take your time, then take your time. But you know the moves where you have to be fast, go as fast as possible, you know? It's like if a fox like does a later nair on your shield, you have to go as fast as possible. And you just need to know that, like instinctively. But if a Peach, you know, double jabs, that's not a good example. We could use, I don't like Shiny Shield against dash attack, but if Peach dash attacks her shield, or Sheik dash attacks her shield, that's a spot where you could actually take your time. And so then you don't have to like, you could pay more attention to if the Sheik decides to dash attack or not, and then figure it out later, instead of being like, okay, it's dash attack time. It's like, you just get to check, you know, because of how much time you have after the fact. Does that all make sense?
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's just button practice, and you will do the buttons. Also, I guess, I already talked about, like, sequencing it, where it's like, you do one part at a time, where it's like, oh, I practice hitting the JC Shine, and then I do JC Shine jump, but the same also applies to, like, your out after Wave Shine options, you know? Because it's hard to Wave Shine, and then also, like, be ready to, like, maybe switch your grip or do something. Like, Wave Shine and Shield up smash is really hard, because I have to switch to Claw after, like, doing a really tight JC Shine, you know?
Yeah.
But that's
No,
something you should be able to do every time. Like, I don't
no,
think I would ever
yeah.
miss that, you know?
No, I hear you. Cause yeah, I'm the same way. I claw for all that stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, technically, I
Um,
guess you could do the double stick thing. But even that probably, it still matters, because,
no, I messed around with double stick up smash for like a month and a half, and it like ruined my ability to JC up smash for like 3 months.
yeah, for real. That's
It
one of those
actually like
things.
what a terrible idea.
It's one of those things where, like, technically is more freeing. Like, you could up smash in more spots. Like, it's easier to do, like, this up smash just, like, after landing. You don't have to, like, plan for it. But that, like, changing your technique, it's not, like, beneficial enough to make changing your technique worth it. Because changing your technique is a long, arduous task that will not bear fruit anytime soon, and will fuck it up if you try and go back. I remember I went through a phase of using down ledge dashes. I was like, I'm gonna switch to down, and I practiced down for a while. It was like 6 months maybe, and it was pretty shitty. And I was like, dude, I'm going back to away. And when I went back to away, I barely could ledge dash. You know, it just fucked it all up.
Yeah, I'm a down ledge dasher.
Yeah, and it's just like, just stick with if the things you're doing aren't like the worst possible, just stick with it. You don't need, Melee's not a game where being perfect like matters. No one's ever gonna be perfect. It's too hard.
Yeah, I was thinking about it the other day, or not the other day, like something that I think about a lot is like something that I try to think about when I'm like practicing sometimes. Like sometimes I'll be practicing some shit, and I'm like, when I'm practicing well, I ask myself like, is what I'm practicing right now like something that would like win or lose me a game? Like, how close is the margin? Does the margin have to be for like me doing this to be like to be something that would actually like push it over the edge?
Uh-huh.
And so if I'm practicing like a weird little waveland mix up, the answer is typically like no, like this is not really gonna like make or break anything. But if I'm practicing like a wave shine at a shield up smash, it's like, well, if I miss my wave shine at a shield up smash on a dash attacking Peach, I do it late and they get their shield out and they grab me, like that will like you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like that is game losing immediately.
Like that is just game losing, and I've like lost games like that, like, and so yeah, I kind of want to shift to some of this like ledge dash stuff and some of this like wave shine out of shield stuff because it feels like that kind of execution stuff is like
That's the stuff that like gets you killed, you know. That's the stuff that makes or breaks games for sure.
yeah,
And
I feel like I've been soul practicing in this new way, and it's like I love the way that I'm the way that I'm moving around the stage is so much more interesting, I think, and I think just has like is more expressive and like a bit more inspired than it was a couple of months ago. But when I still when I still get my fucking spot dodge out on a Falco Dare, it's like this was like a waste of time. You know what I'm
yeah, what
saying?
the fuck was I doing all that for? I could have been shining the shield.
I didn't try.
Yeah, no, I
Um,
agree. I also think, just as a side thought, the way I view melee is I am a person who loves doing hard things. I exclusively, my whole playstyle is made around doing hard things, but even within that, I still try and make it as easy as possible. And if I could avoid doing something hard, I will. Like, if I could shield grab a Falco Dare, I'll pick that over Shining Shield 99% of the time, you know? Or if
yeah,
I could, like, instead of Shining on a Shield, Sheik dash attack, I'd much rather just, like, wave dash down shine it, you know? And so, oops. I'll, like, instead of just, what's it called? Shining Shield, I'll just wave dash down. It's like, that's so much easier, you know? Now, you have to be a bit faster to react compared to Shining Shield, just because you can't, like, slower. But it's still, like, you could react late. Like, look how late I went there, you know?
also no grip switching.
Yeah, it's just, I'm sitting here in Shield, ready to press the jump button. Yeah, and so it's like, if there are things you could do to make the game easier within, like, having good tech skill and making good decisions, you should take them. Sometimes I'll just shield grab it, and it's like, that's okay. Shield grab's still really good. I get up throw up air, you know?
Yeah. Cool. Um, I I know what. Well, I guess we got like maybe like what like 10 minutes or a little less, but
Yeah, about.
uh, is there a little bit we could talk about like how you would use combo training to like hit like because I kind of wanted to start. I know it's like the simplest way. Like I like just don't want to cash out with like the easy thing when I'm like hitting the fox ever these
Mm-hmm.
days. Like I don't think I'm sure here the way I'm thinking the way I've thought about it recently is when I am better and I can do all of the hard stuff all the time, I will then have the knowledge on what what's going on when I'm hitting the character to where I can choose to cash out early intelligently. But like I don't want to give myself any leeway to do that right now. Like I just think I need to do like the more complicated high reward option in like all of these spots like whenever I'm comboing a fast faller because there are just so many times where it's like I might not up throw up smash, you know,
Mm-hmm.
you know, three like 3 out of 4 like DIs out on grab. But the moment that I do it once, it's just like, well, they did the fucking thing. They held away and they were at like 30 and I couldn't really get anything. And then they got the ledge and now we're fucking here. And it's like, well, if I just did the smart thing, like,
Yeah.
I guess I just wanted to talk about like how do you like defense proof your combo tree against fast fallers, and like how do you actually practice it? Because like sometimes I'll just play good players and I'm like, I don't know how I could have potentially had like an answer for this like DI or this like specific thing until I
Mm-hmm.
like lost to it in game. Like I felt like I had to like lose to it in game, and like I can only practice against it when they're doing it to me in a game. Like I have a hard time visualizing setting shit up.
Mm-hmm. Combos are hard for this because there's just a million different ways combos could be. Um, and because of that, the way that I kind of feel about it is I want my like combo starters to be super duper strong and really consistent. And so then once I get to the what's it called? I get to like the complex spots, like the spots where it's like I've come with the fox, he went from here to here. And then I like up through the top plat, and then I'm platform tech chasing and I grab him here. It's like once I get to this spot, which is like the combo zone, it's like, oh, I am because I am so comfortable doing like the normal combo and it didn't take much mental energy, it's easy for me to like end up throwing here and seeing that they DI away and then locking in and having the good execution to do like the fast up air as fast as possible and then fast falling it well and then like being ready to like do the next hit afterward or something. It's like I'm pretty much just by being really good at the basic parts, not the basic parts, but the baseline parts, it gives you the energy and freedom to like actually execute the hard parts well. Um, and I think like honestly, the unfortunate thing about combos is you have to miss some to hit some. You have to miss them before you're even able to like realize that there's more to be done in that position. And
Yeah,
that it kind I think more so than solo practice, honestly, other than like for tech chasing and chain grabs and stuff, the super duper concretes, most of your like combo game improvement will actually come from VOD watching. It won't be from comboing at all. Like,
VOD watching.
yeah, like you'll watch your VODs back and be like, what went wrong at the end of this? Like, why did this combo not complete? And then you'll be like, well, you'd either be like, okay, well, I actually did the combo to the like as much as I could, and this is like the natural end of it, or you could be like,
And,
well, what if there's a move I could have done before that like would have changed that? I guess.
we just like quickly watch like a stock or two of like you playing a Fox Ditto, and then you tell me how you would like look for the pitfalls in your punish. Like
Sure.
how you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, we could do that right now. Um, Let me open up Slippy. Let's see. Have I played any Fox Dittos lately? Maybe I should pick a tournament set. I haven't played tournament sets against Fox either. That's the problem. I'm one of the Foxes that never gets spacies in bracket. I get all the floaties always. I guess we
God,
could check June.
the versus good players folder. There's no Foxes in there.
We could let me see. There might be a Fox, but I'm pretty sure there won't be. Oh, there's Direct Fox versus me. You could. This is from 2020 though. My combos were good in 2020. Uh, how about? I actually do
Yeah.
remember. I specifically had games with SFOP. Who's on Chug Jug, and we could find those. And
Oh, that's like the
yeah,
I love this
SFOP
spot.
is one of my goats too.
Dude, oh my god, dude. SFOP Panda at that fucking tournament. Holy shit. Dude. No, 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 that wasn't it. I remember watching SFOP Panda and being like, "Oh my god, like why is this game 5? Panda low-key owned him so hard."
Mm-hmm.
Uh that shit was gnarly. And then SFOP Salami. They were both just doing super cool stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it was
Like,
at SoCal tournament. I was there.
yeah. I remember seeing you in the background when I was watching the VODs. Um, Salami like did a short hop up air on like a grounded mid percent SFOP, and he like DI'd out,
and he punished it with like short hop turnaround laser up tilt. Like that was the way he like positioned himself to cover it, and he hit him like before he hit the ground. That was like so cool. Like just the idea of doing like dash, jump, short hop, turnaround, up tilt, or short hop, doing like dash, short hop, turnaround, laser to like position yourself to cover stuff like that
Mm-hmm.
was like super cool. That's like pretty exclusively where my brain has been at recently. My brain has just been like, I just need to like hit like that. I just don't be hitting like that. I'm also trying to cover shit with up air. Like I'm just
Mm-hmm.
trying to be like I talked to SFOP about tech chasing once, and he's like, you just need to cover everything with up air that you can. Like you just
Yeah.
need to like tech chase with up air, and then like everything will like sprout from that.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
agree. Up air is your best combo starter. Up air and up tilt. Those two are your
yeah.
goats. All right. This is me against a random fox. I don't even remember what happened, but we'll see. Okay. This is good. Forward throw, run off shine, grab. I re-grab because I want forward throw potentially. But I also get to like falling up around the platform if they DI there. So I'm okay with that. Oh, I should have had that. Nice. That was an up throw. So here, I think this combo is bad. I feel like the Nair didn't actually give me very much. It didn't even end up being like a good edge guard spot. It was just kind of shitty. And so it's like, what should I do instead? I think wave, like doing dash forward, wave dash, or wave land down here is the best thing because I could up tilt the front, with the front box and have them like not go that high up. And then if they like DI or tech away, I still get to grab. And if they tech in, I still get to grab. And
Mm.
up tilt gets unlocked at higher percents. So it's on the table around 70, and it's like, oh, I clearly just did this nair that was like not very good and kind of lazy. And it's like, okay, well, I should do something different. And then I will think what are the things I could do that are different. And obviously, since I know, I could say up tilt, but like you'll have to be like, well, I don't really know. And then maybe you'll set up doing a fox getting up thrown at like 64%, and then what's it called? Um, then like going off of that. I was at I was at 63. Okay, yeah, and then that'll be like your baseline for figuring out the combo tree there.
Yeah. Okay. So just watch yourself play a Ditto. Oh, this is good. Yeah. Then I can just play a Fox Ditto with like a particular mindset of
Yeah.
like I want to hit like this one, like just hit your best punish as possible. You
Yep.
know.
And I think even here, there's something to say where it's like, I jab reset, which is fine. I could crouch tech chase, but I specifically want to max out value on up air, and that's like a value decision. Like,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get to
No.
pick. And here, after it, technically, I could probably up smash. I could do a reverse up smash. There's it's a Leffen thing, but if you run far enough before you up smash, you could get the reverse. And so if they're just DIing away, they're actually DIing in because they're getting hit by the back box of up smash. And so that's something that you could do here, but it's a lot harder because you have to like react faster because up smash has less ways or that up smash specifically has less times where it can hit.
Mm.
And so it's like that's on the table, and that's the thing you could do. But then also you might not be ready for other DIs because of how much you have to focus on it. And it's like mental sex also part of punish game in that way, and that's like a thing I'm thinking about. And so it's like I'm okay with this punish because I get a guaranteed tech chase regardless. I always get to grab tech in place there, so it's like I'm okay with that. And then tech roll away, I fall in up air, I leave enough space for me to dash jump off. I get the nair. I think this is all like perfect punish. Now, I could have done other things in the punish. That is where what you're talking about with like the maxing out value doing the hard thing. Maybe that up smash on DI away is something you want to like lean into. Maybe you think most people are going to be DIing away on that up air and you really want to focus on doing reverse up air. Or you
You
could
know
also
what?
do short hop up
You know.
air if you want to not react at all.
You know what my freak brain thought on that DI out that you nared?
What?
I've been thinking about this for so long. Yeah, right there after that up air. I've been thinking about this. I was like, what if I just in every spot like that at this sort of percent, I just had perfect like dash pivot up tilts. Like if you just did like dash up tilt there, like that would have covered it before they hit the ground.
Yeah.
You know
That
what I'm
is.
saying? It's like a hard option, but like at the end of the day, it's like if I think There's no way that doing dash up tilt consistently is harder than doing shine out of shield consistently. That's like the way I think about it. Or harder than ledge dashing consistently. So I'm like, if I could practice that, like, there's no reason I should be doing a nair tech chase, like, where they can like tech, rather than like just like an up tilt in that spot. You know what I'm saying?
I think that there are definitely going to be spots where that is like potentially good, but I think in this spot, I guess the problem with it is when you do that up tilt. First off, you'd have to probably do dash wave dash up tilt because the dash up tilt's just a little bit too slow. It also puts you really far. Um, but then if you were to do that up tilt, it's like Fox is at a low enough percent to where the way it'd work out with how the Fox is falling, the Fox would get hit by the up tilt around here. It'd be pretty low, right? And
Mm.
so because of that, that means that it's harder to combo off the up tilt if they do a horizontal DI. They DI away,
Mm.
they're still close to the ground, and then it kind of locks you in where if you do the up tilt, you might not be able to grab, and then you have to do up tilt dash attack, which is like, oh, it just reset the situation, and you did something way harder just to get the same exact grab tech chase as if you nared, right?
I see.
Yeah, and that's kind of the thing where like I guess that's a hard part of combos where there are things like up tilt in general is Fox's best combo starter move with up air. But there's a lot of things that make it not work that way. Same with up air where it's like if you hit rising up airs, a lot of the time that means you'll only get a back air after because you just won't have time to like get a good up air that leads into something. Or like with up tilt, if you hit up tilt too low, then you just kind of have to settle for like a dash attack instead of even being able to grab, which is pretty underwhelming. Um, and so it's still even within these like move rankings, it's still like dependent. And that's like not really knowledge that you'd be thinking about in the moment. You wouldn't be like, okay, I'm gonna knee her because up till wouldn't work the way I wanted to. It'd just be something that like you have in mind way beforehand that like has already shifted the way you combo. And so then when you end up in a spot, you would only up tilt when you specifically get to walk directly under them and then hit the perfect up tilt right as they fall into it. And then it's like, oh, they're high enough to do whatever you want out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Technically here, off the Nair too, there's something to be said about me potentially up airing because since they're probably going to be DIing in, I could do a falling up air and then maybe potentially get like a second up air off the top after I
Yeah.
land on the ground. But I don't think that's a true combo at that percent. But a lot of people will like fall into it not acting out perfectly. So that's something to keep in mind too. But that's the executionally difficult thing. Crouch tech chase, this is guaranteed kill. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. This is just if they don't DI to the platform, they get charge up smashed. If they DI to the platform, they get waveland up smashed. Crouch tech chase off shine. I'm rising up air. Oh, I messed up here. But what I think would be the correct option here is after this, you dash back and then do short hop up air, and it's just pretty clear. Technically, Nair is something on the table too, because since it doesn't knock down yet, you could do stuff like Nair grab as a true combo, but up air will just probably give you the better combo overall. So that's something to keep in mind too. Um, I, I meant to short hop up air there, but short hop up air on no DI at around the 30 to 40 range is pretty much just the best thing to do, almost always.
Okay.
There's some nuance with like Dreamland where they hit the platform really fast if you do it. So like then you could lean towards naring, but
Yeah, this is where I'm at. Like I just think I need to get into the specifics of these sorts of things and like figure out my flow chart. And sometimes every time I like recently when I've played like really good foxes, they're like, "Oh, like your defense is really good. Like I can tell that you're used to playing against good players, but your like combo routes aren't designed to like max out against people with good defense."
Mm-hmm.
And like that's kind of like bounced around in my brain for a while, and I feel like I'm at the point where like this is the pressing issue that it's worth leaning into for a couple of months.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, speaking of which, I'm at the point where I'm willing to bite the bullet and look up me versus a top fox so we could talk about like good combos against what's it called? Against like higher level defense.
I think there's like a Monday night melee or that Texas local. I think there's one from you and SFOP within the past year.
I did play against SFOP and he fucking cooked me.
There
But
was that tournament that you 3-0'd Bobby at, but then lost to SFOP.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
this one. SFOP fucking shit. SFOP's a known Billy Slayer, but
is he?
yeah, he's just always beating me. He's a professional.
Dude, dude, SFOP is crazy, man.
Yeah, he's just the goat.
He's homies with he's homies with like a bunch of like some of the other Sky guys and stuff. And so I hung out with him a little bit at like the last tipped off, not this one.
Uh-huh.
And none of us took a single game off of him. It was really,
He is really good. He's also a really cool guy.
yeah, no, he's mad chill.
Oh, that would have been a good back air. And I kill myself. Let's see. Let's see what he does for this combo. That was very good. So, first off, wave dash is fine because it reads tech roll, right? And then should be doing the falling up air is greedy, but technically if it hits, it's better than rising up air. Just because you get to act out of it faster. But even still, I kind of don't think it's better because with rising upper, you could do it specifically in where you land here on the ground, and it's a lot easier to navigate than at the edge of the platform. So I think that was just a mistake, and it was probably like a rising upper angle. Falling up air, I should hit that every time. That should be a turnaround grab instead of a dashback grab. Dashback just wastes extra frames.
Yeah.
That's fine. I'm not a super big single hit upper guy, but I know there's
I think
value
it's
in it.
beast. The thing is, like, when I see people that actually spam it in their tree and have figured it out, I'm like, okay, this seems realer than I would give it credit for.
Mm-hmm.
That's the thought I have every time. I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't think this is the way I'm gonna spec into stuff by being more technical, but like, you can definitely like, it's definitely very real.
Yeah. I want a game where either of us fucking combo. There's just no combos. Nice. Okay, this is actually okay. Perfect. This is a real combo spot. I drill. I double shot or double jab. I decide to up
Why
smash
double
here. I don't know. I just double jabbed because I was double jabbing and I knew that he was gonna miss the tech on the shine because it was a random spot, and so I was like, I will double jab and get more percent. That's like literally the only like
Oh,
motive.
so you can just double jab when you're doing the Thunders under 30?
Sometimes they could SD. So the thing about it is, if they SDI, it gives them another chance to SDI. But then the thing about it is, it's also like, if they're not ready for it, then and they're at super duper low percent, then they don't have that high of a chance of getting out. So since
Okay.
it was literally 0%, Fox Jab sends nowhere. It's really hard to SDI out, and so I'm okay with like doing two specifically there. So I up smash. This is a value choice. I could forward throw, but I'm not close enough to the ledge to feel comfortable to it, and I know that he's going to DI in, right? And so I'm up
Yep.
smashing because up smash gets good combos on DI in. I up tilt because this is the percent where you can actually up tilt instead of having to tech chase off of up smash. And then I go for a value play, which is a short hop up air instead of going for a grab tech chase, right? Because this is a tech trap technically too.
Yeah. You can always re-grab off that up tilt. You can do it a lot off that up tilt before they hit the ground.
Yeah, and so it's like I up air, I do a second up air, and then here, this is a spot where the combo's kind of over. I didn't. So technically, if I'm confident enough, I could do dash full hop and then get like a direct hit. But I wasn't confident with how much space I had that I wouldn't like fall off. So I did a super tiny dash chance, and then I changed the way I was going to combo to try and like read him falling here without double jumping. And he double jumps out, and that's fine. And then I play this next situation with good pressure. And it's like, that is like, unfortunately, that's what maxing value was in that position. I could have done a different tree that maybe ended differently. Like maybe if instead of up airing here, I did like full hop, late nair, and then like tried to read DIN to get like a shine here. And it's like that's a valid way of approaching the situation.
Or single hit up tilt there.
I think
Or pop
that
him up.
creates the same issue though. Because if you do the single hit up or up tilt, you still end up right here. And so then if they DI right, the dash is awkward. But if they DI left, you get a lot of value. That's like a hard backer over here, and
Yeah.
they just die. Or they get edge guarded. They don't just die. Nice. Oh, I messed up really bad. Nice. I'm so good. Wow, that's crazy. Good corner pressure. That was a guaranteed kill, but I suck. It's okay. Nice. Wave shine down smash.
That's weird.
Yep. It's just, I know he's missing the tech or teching in place, and if down smash hits, he kills. And it's like, I should do that. And it also is like good at covering like the few frames. If you look at how the shine hit, the few frames where he's like off stage, you know, it's good at hitting that too, because it goes so far horizontally. Let's see, rising up air. I DI in because I was thinking of maybe a back air afterwards because he misses dash. I was like, okay. But then it's fine. And I'm dead. I'm so dead. Never mind. That was a good awareness to not shine on a shield here. Or shield drop shine, I mean. If you look at the spacing.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Yeah, let's see what he does. This combo is hard, but this is something you need to be really good at, is reacting to people DIing off the platform and up smashing. And I only ever, the way that I make it simple is I will only up smash. I'm not regrabbing, I'm only up smashing with the DI away. I don't care if they DI away on the up smash too. Getting the hit's more important than anything else. So it's like, I will just up smash in the, like, once I see them DI off, no matter what. Because it needs to be simple.
Okay.
Nice.
No, that makes sense.
Yeah, S-Drop also went for a value play here off the up tilt, going for a tech in place read. He thought he would tech trap me, but I'm on a new level. Nice. Jump out shine. He threatened it, and then he went for the edge guard. Totally cool. That's what he does. Up smashes.
Nice route.
Yeah. Dro grab is great. He got a juicy one. Up smash here's... So up smash here sucks because of this exact reason, because you can't get an up air beforehand, so you have to play a mix-up. So technically you could re-grab and then get, like, a more, I guess, dedicated mix-up with, like, the up throw, up air on tech in place, and tech rolls or whatever. But he went for, like, a more extended mix-up where he wave landed and then tried to read me holding shield, but there's just too much time to react, so I don't think it's super reliable. Oh, good ledge dash. I'm dead. It's crazy how poorly this game is going, even though it doesn't feel like it's actually going that bad. I'm just messing up in a lot of spots where I should be hitting him. Good CC.
There's some kill confirms, and you did a bad side B that you read.
Yeah. This is good. Sorry, up smash. I know he's behind me, so I get the crouch on the ground, and I do smash turn grab. And then
I'm shining there every time, for sure.
Shine is the easy, consistent thing, but I actually think at this specific percent, there's a lot of value in up throwing, because if they DI off the platform in any direction, you get a good combo. And then if they DI to the platform, you just get, like, your normal, like, follow-ups. And so it's like, I'm down to do that. Shine is good, though, because so the thing about Shine is they're not tech locked out, but they're probably not gonna tech the Shine. And so then you get, like, an easy crouch tech chase in center stage. And so it's like, Shine's also good. It's all a value thing and all what you like. I think they both work well. They're just different. And so here, I went up throw here, and I went for, this is a value play too, where I specifically read double jump out of this up throw, instead of, like, just up throw naring, you know? And this also, the cool thing about going for this read is it makes the rest of it easy. Like, if I'm just thinking I'm going to full hop out on 3 out of 4 DIs, I'm just, because I'm going to full hop to up air tech chase platform, and I'm also going to full hop to do this back air. It simplifies it. And it's like, you could see I'm doing hard things the whole time, but I'm also picking spots where I could make it easier on myself, you know? Depending on, like, if I can get value, or, like, what happens if I do that. I wonder if I hit this edge guard. Oh, I do. Never mind, I suck. Nice. I think I should have forward thrown there. Oh my god. Tech trap, good up air. Oops, I accidentally went forward. Yeah, that's the same up tilt tech trap. And then falling up here is really good. It's a 50-50. He could cross it up or not. I think he crossed it up. And then the fair afterward was another value decision where if I DI in, he gets a pretty
You
good hit.
or
But
you get a lot of stuff
you
out
get
of
like
it.
a nair or a forward tilt or a down smash or whatever, a forward smash.
I
And it's
like
like,
I like dash attack there, especially like you're at 70, you
mm-hmm.
DI in, you get the 70, you're at 70, you get the strong hit, it'll pop you up. If you DI poorly, you can just get like an up tilt up air. If not, you can maybe regrab.
Yeah, dash attack's also on the table. It's a good double like DI in read.
Yeah.
Just on a shield.
Oh, I need to think about wave dash or wave shine down tilt. I just see every top fox do it, and I just don't be doing it. Don't quite understand it.
Yeah, I think it's good. Oh, I had him. Any up there up smash at kill percent. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the funny thing is, in this match there wasn't many combos, but when there was combos, it's pretty like even though I think SFOP and I are really different players, it's not like the way we comboed was very different. It's all just like, oh, okay, I'm gonna up throw, I'm gonna up smash, and then once I have like a spot, I get to pick between going for a value play and then like a normal combo. And I think the big thing is a lot of the time I was like, oh, he went for the value decision. You know, he's trying to max out value rather than like going for the baseline combo. And that was for both of us, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think maybe that says something about higher level punish game where it's like because they're taking the situations into account, and so then because the situation's so overwhelmingly like advantageous, you're willing to like go for this type of read, and then you get more value from hitting that read. You know, it's like the up throw back air spot's a really easy example where it's like I could nair, but I could also full hop back air over, and then if he double jumps into it, he's just guaranteed dead, which he should have been there if Fire might have shined. You know,
Yeah.
and it's you could also nair and it'd be valid, but then you have to play a whole nother mix up when edge guarding, and that's hard, you know, and inconsistent. It's hard and inconsistent. Um, yeah. Do you have any thoughts?
Um, that was no, it was just a lot, but that was good.
Nice.
I That's good because I need to. Right now, I'm taking my like first big tournament break, which really isn't that long. I'm just going a few weeks without entering. I
Mm-hmm.
haven't gone more than 2 weeks without entering a tournament in maybe 2 years.
Yeah.
So I'm like doing that, and it's kind of like I'm allowing myself to have an off season. I'm just working on some life shit, but in that time, I want to like come back from tournaments and be shining at a shield. I want to come back from tournaments and just have better. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm still playing the game. I'm still like net playing, and every time I play people, I still feel like I'm playing at the same level. Like I don't think I'm losing anything or like be getting rusty.
Yeah.
Like maybe I'll have more tournament nerves or whatever, but I think it's just more important right now that like I start doing some stuff like literally like physically like input wise like at a little bit of a better level. So I'm just trying to like hit the lab hard for a few weeks and then just kind of like then get back to like the tournament grind. But I'm excited to implement a lot of this stuff. There's a lot of good stuff here.
Nice. That's really cool. Yeah. I think you got it. Honestly, I think it sounds like you're on the right path with how you're thinking about solo practicing and approaching the game and stuff. There's a lot of times where we were talking, I was like, oh, that's really. It was like a nice surprise to know that like you felt that way about it or you thought about it that way. And so I feel like that's a good sign. And I
Oh,
think
really? It's funny. In what spots?
so. It started with um when we were talking about the what's it called, the character control stuff, and I was like, oh, okay, he's already put on. He's on, and I was like, okay, that's good because that's like one of the most important things in all of melee. Literally, character control is just like the maybe number one thing. If you can't move, you can't do anything.
No,
um
that was the whole thing. I was talking to Jet and he was like, "Look, man, look, man, you learned the game backwards. Like you learned how to like outplay people or whatever, but your tech skill is still bad. Like I watch you." He sat me down and was like, "I want to watch you do exercise." And he watched me do exercise and he was like, "Yeah, man, like everything that's wrong with your melee is like right there. Like it's just like so obvious. Just like
Mm-hmm.
watching that, and I was just like, damn, that's crazy. Like you know, because I'm like a big solo practicer. Like I think of myself as one, and I guess I am in a certain way, but I think I kind of just leaned really hard into the stuff that I enjoyed practicing.
Yeah.
And so taking that step back and like really like getting like every basic maneuver down like to a higher level and all of that just like has been so huge for me. Like that definitely is like that's
Oh.
I just feel like bro, I think this is such a like really like this is obviously like a dumb ego thought, but I'm like I think all the time like give me that person's like tech skill and like I'm farming so many people. Like I'm so much better than all of these people. My hands are just bad and like they don't understand that like what's going on in my brain is so much better than what's going on in their brain. Like so I'm just now I'm trying to see how right that is. Now I'm just
Mm-hmm.
like trying to prove myself right or wrong by just grinding.
Yeah, I think that is really cool. I have felt very similarly many a time, so I
Yeah.
I definitely understand where you're coming from. And I mean, I think not to be biased, but I think you could be right. There's a good chance that you're right.
I mean that's what I think. We'll see. We'll see. I'm curious. I think yeah, I think what I need to improve on is like so obvious. But I think I
Mm-hmm.
just need to I think I'm at the point where my neutral is good enough to where if I actually just like hit like this is obviously like a pretty like a you know like reaching goal. Like if I just like hit a fast faller like a top 100 player, like I don't think I like me beating a top 100 fox in like 6 months is like not even that's like not even like that doesn't even sound hard.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't sound hard at all. Like if I literally just hit them harder, like I do not play fox dittos against super good foxes and like not get openings. Like that just isn't what happens.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
like if I just spec into that hard enough and like continue improving at the game at my like natural pace, like that's kind of like where my brain is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are some other matchups where you know you give me a fucking shitter Marth and you know I look as bad as them, but you know
That
like
that takes time. That's one of the hard matchups. So.
it's just we have no Marths. It's just every
Uh-huh.
time I pick expert and I play an expert Marth, I'm like, wow, like it's crazy how like every single expert Marth I've played is like 2 times as good as our best fucking Marth in Georgia. Like it's actually so sad. But um other than that, you know, like that's fine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the I'm gonna get in the luck tier. I'm gonna get the give me the right fast faller bracket and I'll cook.
I think that's how most people start out in melee. That is like that. Once you get good at the species, then you get to move outward. Because those are the prevalent ones. You can't be like, yeah, I'm good against every character against, except Fox and Falco. What do you mean? What do you mean you're not good against Fox and Falco, man? You're gonna lose in every bracket randomly.
Every major that I go to, I like practice really hard for like I'm like always thinking like, oh, like it's 2 months out, like I need to start filling my matchup holes for this major. I don't want to get matchupped, and then every time I draw spacies,
Yep.
every time.
Yeah,
That's like
they're the problem.
every major. That's what it is. I've only had like one non-major, one non-spacey bracket.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
But all right, we can call it there. I don't think I'm doing like lessons next month.
Mm.
Just because since I already kind of like knew that I'm gonna be looking for a new coach, I kind of wanted to like do these last 2 lessons and talk about like mentality and solo practice,
Yeah.
and like I just felt like a really natural stopping point in my brain, you
Mm-hmm.
know. Uh, Especially because like we mentioned last week, I'm also happen to be like hitting a few milestones. It just kind of feels like a very nice like bow to kind of
Yeah.
put on all the work. But yeah, this is like I said last week, I'm definitely super grateful. I feel there's been a lot of giant strides through coaching with you, and I'll definitely still hit you up if I have any questions and would like to game with you at majors and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, no, that is I'm super down. I also think you've gotten a lot better and I think it's only up. So,
That's where I'm at. Like that's the thing. My motivation has not like waned at all. I definitely just want to be yeah, yeah. The goal is still the same. The goal is still top 50. The grind's not stopping, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I'll catch a crazy update. Crazy. I'll catch a crazy upset on stream at a major in at some point, and then then you'll know. Then
Yeah,
you'll know
I'll
that
know. I'm like, oh, okay, okay, beast,
coming.
okay, beast.
Dude, yeah, dude. Once the ball gets rolling, dude, it's gonna
Yeah,
be over. It's gonna be over.
dude, that's how it goes. That's always like with melee. Whenever you get one good unexpected win, it just feels like you're tripling skill. So there's something subconscious happening, some crazy dark magic. But the one like crazy win, you're
Dude,
like, oh, I'm good now. You're like, oh, I got it.
dude, that's lucky how it felt when I beat H2A. That one was that when I beat H2A, he was playing so bad, but that one felt good, you know.
Yeah, no, it's super real. It is so insanely real.
Yeah. That was like the only. I think I'm the only non-PR player he's lost to since pre-pandemic,
Shush, shush.
like 5 years.
Okay, goat.
But I'm gonna get ranked, so it's kind of like whatever. But like,
It still meant something. It still means something.
yeah, that one was a fun one. But yeah, all right.
Oh,
I'll let you go. I also got to start getting ready for work. That's why I set this shit up so fucking early because
well.
I work at 4. But
Uh-huh.
all right,
All right.
I'll catch you, homie.
Yeah. Good luck in your melee endeavors. All right.
Thank you.
Peace.